Hey, what's going on, people? Good evening, good evening. How's everybody doing? We got a special guest tonight. You know,
Yes.
it took her forever to come back on the show. I'll be harassing her, y'all. Some things
Don't do
happen.
that.
Some things happen with our scheduling. But for those that don't know who she is, this is Dira. I'm glad she could join us tonight to give us a few minutes. What's going on, Dira?
Hi, how are you?
All right.
Stop. First of all, let's do a disclaimer.
Okay, what's
Stop
the
telling
disclaimer?
that you have to harass me and that I'm treating you like a stepchild. Don't do that. Stop telling the people that.
Okay.
I
I apologize.
appreciate you.
All right. So, uh,
Yeah.
Dara, you were one of my very first interviews,
Was I?
and yes, you were, and you was explaining your Why Not brand. Would you like to elaborate to our guest what is Why Not, just to give them some idea of the background, even though in one of your past videos you explained it. Would you mind explaining it again?
What why not is?
What Why Not is and your reason for starting the label and so forth.
Okay. So why not for me is my very own company that I started many years ago. Um, and it simply means when someone asks you, presents an idea to you, we're so fearful of that idea coming to pass. So I always go with the, well, why not? Like, well, why can't you do that? Or why can't you?
Okay.
Oh, I'm lagging. I don't know.
No, go ahead. You good.
Okay. So it started with me and a couple of my girlfriends many years ago, sitting around saying we wanted to travel to this country or do this thing or do this thing. And a lot of my girlfriends were saying at the time, Dara, you're very good at event planning. So you should be an event planner. And I was like, I don't think I can do that. And they was like, why not? And I was like, and it just stuck. So I did a lot of research on how I wanted my logo to look with Why Not, because everyone uses Why Not. I remember when Sierra and Russell Wilson started their own media something and their business is called Why Not. Everyone was like, Dara. And I was like, relax, Why Not is very famous, but my logo is copywritten. And the way my logo, it's the why of the why not that makes my company different. It's a double surgeon's knot. And it just simply means that once he goes over the closing procedure or the closing process, he goes over it again to make sure there's loose ends. So I started it then, and it started as an event planning business, but it elevated into something different, which is what you reached out to me on, which is the women empowerment piece
Yes.
of my.
Yes.
So that has branched off from event planning to women empowerment, which is very different from a lot of the other things that's associated with women empowerment, if that
You,
makes
you,
sense.
you like to explain the women empowerment a little bit if you don't mind? I know you
Sure.
may feel like you going over our interview again, which if anybody's on checking in on YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube page, you'll know that Dara has a two-part interview that's already in on the channel. And I just
Right.
wanted to explain again for our new members and new subscribers and people watching via Facebook.
Right. So the women empowerment piece is simply based upon, for me, empowering women to get their voice back from being silenced and quiet um, for so many things. It doesn't have to be from, um, violence of any sort like that. It's just they have done a certain part of their life. So let's just take me, for example. I always use me. I'm a stressed parent as I allow myself to be, right? So I got married very young. And during that time of me being married, I am now divorced or whatever, but I was my daughter's and my ex-husband's wife and mother, and I got very committed to that and losing who I was, right? So once I became separated and divorced, I had to redevelop who I was or who I wanted to be at this moment. So I needed some form of mentorship, some empowerment, some enlightenment of how I can start the journey over. So my women empowerment comes to giving women their power back who lost it through the many different titles or subtitles or hats that they've worn over the years. They've forgotten that they were people before whatever it was that they were. So that's my women empowerment piece. It's also empowering women so that they can be a helpmeet for the Black man, because I'm all for the reunification of the Black family. So I don't want to say I can't help the Black man, but I feel like my job here that the Creator has given me was to help the Black woman recognize that she is a woman so that she can be for the Black man. That's my
I know that I know that one of the things that you are very proud about is how that brand has been all over the place. A lot of people are using your luggage tags and stuff like that. I know that really made you proud. You like to talk about that?
sure. It actually really surprised me. So why not also, like I stated, was a women empowerment. I've done many different things under the women empowerment umbrella, like panel discussions, mentorships, um, all speakings, all of that stuff. But it wasn't until some years ago I decided to write a book. Right. Well, at the time I thought it was a journal, and um, I said that in order for me to promote this journal that's going to come about, I'm a very visionary mind. I need to see my items or myself or my image or my logo or my brand places that I wish to go speak on this book, right? And we as women sometimes, because we get caught up in not being able to do or whatever, um, we don't travel, right? I
Hmm.
said I need to travel. I'm going to do a travel line, right? That was a part of getting my vision or my brand out there. I saw myself speaking across the country in different places. So I created duffel bags with brown women on, luggage tags and passport covers and tote bags and all of those things, just so that my sisters can, one, see themselves, because representation matters, but also for me to get my name out there so someone in California can have my bag, and then in conjunction with my book, get me to come to California and speak on the book. Why not?
That's right. That's right. Anybody that's on Facebook, according to Facebook security reasons, I can't see who you are unless you allow the security thing to go through. So if you have any questions and you're watching this on Facebook, like I said, probably just type your name and then the question. If you have any questions for Dara in reference to that, and I know she has some contact information that we will go over before the show is out as well. If you're on YouTube, don't forget like, subscribe to the channel. Now we're going to talk about one of Dara's favorite things, and let me pop this up so everybody can see.
Is
Dara
it?
is a YouTube personality as well.
Am
Dara
I
has,
really?
yes, you have your own brand and everything. So Dara has her own brand for those that don't know on YouTube. I like to call it the Ruby Chronicles. But if you just if if you just pop into her name on YouTube, Dara Ruby Cox, it'll pop up. Why did you choose the name Ruby? Because of what?
Um, so I'm going to be very honest. It's a two-part. My cousin, when I was a couple years ago, celebrated my birthday at Lips in New York, right? And if you know Lips, you know that it's a drag queen show. So my cousin, who's a very famous makeup artist, I was like, I'm going to a drag queen show. I want you to make me look like a drag queen. So she was like, all right. So she made me look like a drag queen and put red lips on me, ruby red. I was like, oh, when I go, I'm gonna be Ruby. And my cousin now, not the makeup artist, she'd be like, you acting like Ruby, child. Bring Ruby out. Like Ruby is the life of the party, not Dara. Dara is not the life of the party, but Ruby is definitely the life of the party.
Oh,
So
so that's your alter ego.
I guess,
Okay.
it's Sasha Fierce. I
Okay.
guess.
So
I guess.
explain to my audience what I like. I told you I like to say the Chronicles. What does that mean? What was your YouTube page about? I know it's your glass of wine is always there as well.
I was
Um,
like,
What explain to the audience what it's about?
So, a couple years ago, I was living my best life in my singleness, right? And my cousins or people who know me tend to think I'm interesting, child. I ain't really that interested, but they think I'm interested. And they was like, you really need to step out the box and do online dating. I said, what? Online dating? Who I'm gonna find online? I'm not gonna do it. You don't really know. You can't say what you're not going to do, or you can't do unless you do it. So they was like, and when you do it, you gotta tell the people, like, we want to see it. I was like, y'all nosy as shit. Oh, I'm sorry, can I cuss? I'm okay.
Go ahead. You good?
Okay, so I said, all right. So I started doing vlogs about my encounters, um, for of my experience of the online dating. I think I signed up for like 7 to 10 online dating apps. Yeah, it didn't work for me. It didn't work. But I kept going and just chronologically. That's a word. I know it's not a real word, but I made it up and I use it on the Chronicles. Chronologically, my experiences of being single and the dating life. And I know that was a question that you had. Is dating possible after 40, right?
Well, that what you know what's interesting is since we started the Let's Talk Facebook group, and more people have added. It's always a lot of dating questions, dating after 40, different dating scenarios. I
Mm-hmm.
think dating is dating questions are, I guess, easy to deal with. Harder than it's easy to talk about than other life things that may be going on. So I tend to really not. I'm not going to say I don't like those questions. I'll just say that those questions I think bit easier. And I think that one of the directions that I want to take the page as well as the YouTube channel is asking those questions in our family, particularly the black families that are hard, that are difficult, having those difficult conversations. And we have actually have a couple shows going forward this week that will be addressing some of those difficult conversations. However, since you said you were on 10 different dating apps, would you like to share some of those experiences with us?
It was not a good experience for me. And I truly believe in creating your own energy, and what you put out, get in, you get back. So I knew going in, I wasn't going to give it my all, because you hear good stories and bad stories, horror stories. You hear it. Doesn't matter whether you found them, in person, through a set, or online. But because I went in with bad energy, all I got was creeps. All I got was assholes. That was, and I was just like, see, nope, I ain't interested. Mm-mm.
See, let
They
me
all they do, hook up and do stupid stuff
let me
that
ask
I
you
just wasn't looking.
what made you self-evaluate yourself and say you went in there with bad energy?
Wait, you breaking? I didn't hear you.
You said you went in there with bad energy.
Bad
Ah,
energy.
yeah, you went in with bad energy. It's a little connection issue. That Wi-Fi. Hold on, everyone. We have a
I'm,
little connection issue.
don't blame my. Okay, I know that's what you want to blame it on, but I can't hear you. The
It's
connection.
better now. It's better now. Could you
Okay.
hear me?
Uh-huh.
What made you say you went in there with bad energy? A bad, you went into the
Because
dating scene. Go
I
ahead,
knew I
Derek.
didn't really want to do it. I knew I didn't really want to do it. So I went in already expecting to fail. Simple. I did not create the type of energy that I wanted to draw back from. I wanted to be able to say, the asshole in me wanted to be able to say, I did it, I tried it, it ain't work. So I went in knowing that. So what back to me was assholes and creeps. I've heard some wonderful stories. People have met, their husbands or longtime boyfriends and partners and all of that stuff. So for me, I can always say, "Oh, I did that. I ain't trying to do that again." I
So
did.
you met so you met some
Of
real creeps.
huh?
So you said you met some creeps. Our connection is jacked up.
I know. I don't know why. I got full bar in my house, everything. I
I
don't know
know.
what's happening.
Believe it or not, that's why I hardwire everything. I still don't mess with no wireless stuff. I think it's kind of crazy. But anyway, I'm just asking everyone that's watching to bear with us with our connection.
And it's funny because shows, and I've seen the same thing happen to your other participants. I'd be like, "Oh my god, I can't hear what they talking about. Their connection is bad." And see, they up with that damn coming back to me.
Yeah, we have Wi-Fi is something because your Wi-Fi, no matter what kind of service you got, Wi-Fi, your Wi-Fi will slow down, or sometimes they do tests and all that stuff. But that's why I hardwire everything. But anyway, uh, moving right along, since you gave us some dating information, so what's in store for you next
Regarding that's an
regard
open-ended question. It's
uh,
just open.
regarding why not and your dating advice that you just gave everybody on YouTube and Facebook?
My okay. So regarding why not, the book is still pending. People are gonna hate me when I say that. They're gonna kill me. The book is still pending. There were some very personal things that happened with me. It started out as one assignment, and it spiraled into something different, something that I thought I was prepared for, but I really wasn't. So I had to take some time back to prepare for it. It's in edits. It's just, waiting to be edited. More material is needed because I thought it was a journal, but so that's up and still pending. So for all those that actually came out or saw my um, book release live on Facebook, it's still in edits. It's coming, still in edits. Um, I have more duffel bags that I released earlier in the month. However, I don't those bags out. If you've noticed, if you're following me, my bags, I have not promoted them since I've released them. Because I'm waiting for the clearance from China and the virus, and I won't be bringing any of those bags over. Okay, so once I get clearance, then I will begin to promote because then I can order and have them in house. Now the dating advice, I ain't got no dating advice. Date.
Give us Derek, give us the information on how to get in touch with you, and I'm quite sure you'll put it at the once you see the video, you'll put it in the comments as well. But just give us some information on how to get in touch with you to order these bags and the passport covers and so forth.
Sure. So my Instagram is why not events. Um, I do not have a website as of yet. I do have a Shopify account for pre-sales for my book. I am going to add the bags to the Shopify account once all my bags are completely done. So I will have the Shopify account hopefully next month once the book and the bags are done. So you can hit me up there. But if you're interested in bag, you can send me a on Facebook or Instagram, and that's how you place your order. But unfortunately, you can't place an order for the new bags or any bags as of yet. But you can find all bags
So is
next
there
to.
any? Yeah, she does have mail
I
products
do
as
have
well.
mail
Everyone,
bags.
mail bags. So is there anything else you want to share with us, Derek? Because I know our connection's a little jacked up. But is there anything else you want to share with us, Derek? And I did
No,
send my brother the invite. He was supposed to join us, so y'all could talk about when y'all was single, because he's still single, and I don't know your situation, but he was gonna join us so he could talk his talk. You know how you do.
Child, I was preparing mentally for Al Tariq. Child, just have that conversation, that relationship conversation that I know he wanted to have regarding men and women. I
Oh
was
yeah, well
ready.
he's in the Facebook group now, and he's going to bring a lot to the Facebook group that I don't think a lot of people are ready for, because he's willing to have
I
those tough conversations. But Derek, thanks for giving us some of your time, and I appreciate you, and thank you, and we'll talk shortly.
You're welcome.